Hey guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a really long time. It hasn't been that long since I've last posted a video, but since I filmed a video, it's been like at least more than 3 months. So I obviously have taken a break. The title of this video is most likely going to be a one brand current everyday makeup look featuring Heimish. Surprisingly, the products I only feature from the brand are 4 products, but I do create my entire makeup look and face with these products, and with the exception of like 3 products that's not from the brand, I don't, as much as I want to do a complete one brand look, sometimes there's just some products for each category that I don't feel like it would work for me, or I just don't seem that interested in, so I don't bother purchasing them. That's why I do use a few products that's not from the brand, but the rest that's from the brand I will feature quite heavily in this video. So I think that's it for the intro. I really don't know how to start this off, and because I did film this entire look beforehand, it's gonna look very awkward. Let's move on to the actual makeup look, and then yeah, I'll see you guys at the end. I'm gonna start off with kind of prepping my skin with the refresh water that I'm actually running out of, but yeah, this is basically my moisturizer for the day. If you guys remember, this is one of my favorite winter essentials, you can say, because it's a very easy all-in-one kind of skincare product that just allows the skin to be well prepped and hydrated before makeup application. And it's also good for cleansing as well. Just gonna tap that in. So for the base product, I don't actually have any Heimish products, just because there's only 2 options for their base products, like shade wise, and from my experience, if a product only has 2 shades available, it most likely won't work out for me, so I don't even bother with purchasing it and trying it out, because yeah, it would just not work out. So I'm just gonna use a concealer because lately my look has been quite on the more light and natural side, like as if it's never light or natural. But I am kind of roughly concealing everywhere. But I don't want to go too overboard. Maybe I should have primed first. Dang it. This feels so weird. Because it's been so long since I filmed, that honestly feels awkward. And I know I always say that because I do take breaks every now and then, but this feels really weird. Today I'm not really going to use foundation. I want this makeup to look very light, so I'm going for a less coverage look, so that's why I'm concealing beforehand. So before I set my face and kind of finish the whole base application, I'm going to use the Heimish Varnish Velvet Lip Tint in the shade number 5 Dry Rose for my blush. So I'm using a tint because this will last longer, especially with a setting powder on top. So I'm just going to kind of apply. Oh crap, that looks really bright on camera. I'm going a little heavy because this is going to be underneath a like foundation kind of powder. So I'm trying to quickly spread this before it really sets. I feel like this would be better with your fingers, but I don't want to spread the concealer around too much or let it really cling onto the texture of my skin. But just going to blend out the edges. With powder, it will all work out. This isn't a KBEAUTY product, but this is a powder that's really close to my actual skin tone, so going to even out my complexion by using a powder that works for my skin tone and kind of like buff this into the skin. And in this part I just go kind of heavy with it because this powder isn't as full coverage as I would personally like it, but for the look today I did want something a lot more lightweight and natural, so this powder works great. The next part is the Heimish Dailism blusher palette in flavor Apricot, and I think this palette's discontinued, to be honest. When I purchased this like last year, it was actually pretty hard to find, so I don't think this is available anymore, but I'm pretty sure I've featured this at least once in a video before. But it has a compartment for the brush, which I don't have right now. Where is it, by the way? I actually use that brush, but has a shading pan here that has like 3 different shades, and then a more kind of apricot blush shade, and then a highlighter that's a little bit more on the champagne side. So honestly, this palette, the reason why I don't feature it as much is because it wasn't as pigmented as I would like it to be, and especially for someone who's more in the deeper skin tone for a KBEAUTY skin tone range, it was a little bit disappointing where I just didn't want to use it as much. But eventually, you know, trying it out and using it a little bit more, I kind of figured out how to use this palette. So I'm going to use the darkest shading part here to fill in my brows. And because the shading pan is quite neutral, like tones of it, this works great with filling in the brows for a very natural, no makeup kind of brow look. It doesn't even look like I filled in my brows, to be honest, but they're looking a lot more defined than how they did at first, so just gonna leave it at that. Next, I'm going to use this shade right here to contour my nose. This shading pan really works great for a very natural nose contour, and I'm just using a blending brush because I'm quite lazy when I'm doing my nose contour. I don't go too precise with it, I just roughly. And then I'll probably just add a little bit onto my eyelids just to create a base. Where did the brush go? How did I lose it when I actually needed it? Dang it. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I've been complaining and looking for the brush for this palette, but it was here all this time on the table with the actual plastic sleeve thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the blush, I know I do have blush on top, but I do kind of want to, you know, include the blush from the palette. I'm going to focus this on the outer part of my face because right now all the tint and pigment is kind of like on the inner part of my face, so I'm just going to apply the blush over here and kind of blend it too, so it kind of looks like a gradient, if that makes sense. And I'll just add a little bit on the nose. Contouring, lightly contour the cheekbones, the jaw. And because this palette is quite light in pigmentation against my skin tone, I can kind of go heavy and it's quite forgiving. I think I'll add the highlighter last. I'm going to move on to one of the new products from the brand. It's the Heimish Taping Shadow in the shade Sand Beige. I know they have a bigger eyeshadow palette that has a similar packaging to this, but shade wise they have a lot of shades that I personally own already, so I didn't want to buy dupes of similar shades, so I wanted to try something a little different. And this only has 3 colors. They're all shimmer, which isn't something I would really go for personally, but every now and then I don't mind a little bit of shimmer, and it comes with a little brush, so I just kind of use this however I want to use it, to be honest. But the way I've been using this, I've just been sticking to one shade, so on a daily I either use the, I guess, the more beige color or the brown. Today I think I'm gonna go for the beige, the top, and then just apply this as a wash of shimmer into it. It just makes the look seem a little extra, even though you didn't really put that much effort into the eye makeup. That's basically it. I just can't be bothered wearing a lot of eyeshadow. It's not really my thing to do on a daily. Actually, I'm gonna add the same shade onto the inner corners. And then I'm going to apply mascara. Since I don't really go heavy with the eyeshadow, I kind of focus more on the mascara. And it just really brightens my eyes, to be honest, and kind of puts everything together in terms of the very simple eye makeup look. Gonna add a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to move on to highlighter, and that's where I use the brush that it comes with, the angled side. This creates a very natural, okay, I wouldn't say natural, but very nice daily highlight where it's not really a beaming or glowing highlight. It's just very soft and everyday friendly. even against my skin tone, this palette still is quite visible. It's just not as pigmented as I would personally like, but I've grown to like this palette for occasions and looks like this. Onto the last step, I'm just going to use the tint that I used at the beginning for my cheeks and apply this onto my lips. I feel like I spent more time on my hair than the actual makeup look, but this is the final look. It's very everyday friendly, and it is something that I've been currently wearing as my go-to makeup look for the past month or two now, almost 2 months. So as usual, I do keep my makeup looks quite simple on an everyday basis, but it's a very more fresh and I guess natural makeup look and style. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as my comeback video for this year. Actually, I don't know if I'll ever explain why I took a break, but yeah, I mean, I just had to, like, I needed it. So I guess, well, how do I usually end this? Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. So bye.